Hello friends, welcome to the channel The Biotech World. So the Biotech World is going to be about the basics and some detailed informations of biotechnology and their progression from the beginning, some old inventions and some latest and everything, and the most common and the most famous techniques of biotechnology that we are using in nowadays in your normal veins in the lab work and everything. So yeah, we will start from an introduction. So biotechnology is the manipulation of living organism and organic material to serve human needs, which means we use living organisms and organic material, like living organisms like bacteria, fungi, and all that, which are related to different kingdoms. We use those living organisms and organic materials like carbon-based different materials, protein, fats, and carbohydrates, and everything. So we use all those materials to serve human needs. We we can take examples which includes yeast, which we use in making bread and cocoa products. Use of beneficial bacteria like penicillin to kill harmful organisms. It was the one of the first initial antibiotics which are produced by mankind, which were founded by the mankind actually, because they were not produced by someone, but they were just invented. And cloning of plants and animals. Cloning is a very famous technique, and but there are some drawbacks of it, and there are some limitations. That's why we're not using it at that level that it can serve actually. At which level it can serve, we're not using it at that level, but we still are in with the cloning of plants and animals, more in plants and less in animals. Artificial insemination. So let's talk about biotechnology industry. Research is conducted by small companies, large corporations, and public universities. Researches are always produced by done by these companies, but there are variety of sources for the funding, in which they include public, or means government organization, government based projects which are funded by the government. Like they are big projects, like we recently faced some problems with the world pandemic, and all the most of the fundings were from government, and but also from the private companies. But the private companies and foundations also give different scholarships, so you can say, in the universities, or different funding to the bigger industries for the conduction of the research on biotechnology. For instance, in California, California passed a $300 billion referendum for research in stem cells in 2004. You can well imagine how big is the amount, and how much it would have served, and how much research would have been done under this budget, only in California and not in the rest of the country. So, biotechnology industry focuses on a variety of research areas including health and medicine, food and science, environmental sciences, and agri-sciences. So these four are major, but we have a bunch of varieties, a bunch of areas in which we conduct biotechnology researches and biotechnology activities, and we use biotechnological products in our daily life. So health and medicine, we produce medicines different, we've discussed penicillin and some other antibiotics and everything. In food science, we make better food products. We produce, so we will have in next slides about food science. We produce new products of food that can be used in a better way, and that are more more efficient for our health, and more energy, energy givers or energy providers. And agri sciences, we produce some, you know pesticides and everything. So we have detail in our next parts. Impact of biotechnology. Genetically modified organisms, GMOs, are consumed by millions of actually, what are GMOs? GMOs are those organisms which are produced by genetically produced, in which we insert a gene of a specific character to the other animal, and we produce the animal or any organism of our own interest. So in America, millions of people, especially in America, use GMOs every day. Almost 56% of all soybean planting worldwide are genetically engineered, much higher in the US. So soybean is an example. So in the whole world, 56% of the soybean is produced by genetically engineered seeds, and this percentage is much higher in the US. Genetically modified crops were produced on more than 167 million acres in 18 countries in 2003, a 15% increase in 2002. So it's increasing every next day. The US was the largest single producer with more than 60% of the total acreage in the production. So this is really insane, because we are heading toward it. But it was 2003, and now we are in 2022. So you can well imagine how much will be the progress. As you can check it online from different sources. The NC Biotechnology Center predicts that the biotechnology industry in the state will contribute more than 25 billion in annual income each year within the next 25 years. So this report was from 2004 or 5 something. So it's already been 17 years. So they are about to reach the 25-year time limit, and what they are claiming that 25 billion annual income each year from biotechnological industry. So every next day is progressing toward the biotechnological universe. So this was all for today's lecture, because it was going very long. So in next lecture we will be discussing pioneer of the biotechnology, in the beginning, how it actually started and how it progressed with the passage of time. So until then, we'll be right back. Goodbye.